Now, there's no drug, brand name or generic, that can prevent or cure Alzheimer's. New numbers show the toll the disease is taking. 1 in 3 seniors in the U.S. dies with Alzheimer's or another form of dementia. And while deaths from other major diseases are falling, deaths from Alzheimer's in the past decade rose 68%. Now, joining us this morning is Dr. Gayatri Devi, neurologist at Lenox Hill Hospital. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
So, you hear those numbers and I thought to myself, well, if it's not you and it's not you, then it must be me. And 1 in 3 is pretty scary. It means we're probably, if we're not going to be affected by this, we're going to know somebody that is. You work in this field, though. Were you surprised by those numbers?
Not at all. I think that over the age of 60, really, the incidence of developing and the risk for developing Alzheimer's goes up. And then by the time you're 80, then your risk for developing Alzheimer's is really 1 in 2. So I'm not surprised at those numbers.
So, the study says that, seniors, 1 in 3 seniors will have some form of dementia. It doesn't mean they'll die from it. But it still seems like an uncomfortably high number. Yes or no?
Not really. I think the good news is that we're all living much longer, so that most of us are going to be living into our 80s. Right. So of the 3 people in that bench that you're talking about, all 3 of you are most likely going to live into your 80s. Right. So 1 out of 3 of you developing dementia doesn't sound terrible when you're that age, because it means you've survived so many other things prior to that.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Put a positive spin on it. I like it. So what are some of the early signs? I think probably in my 20s and 30s, I started to think, oh my God, if I'm forgetting where my keys are, things are probably starting to slip. But what are the real early signs?
So all of us are going to forget. And the most important thing is for you to remember that forgetting is perfectly okay. If you didn't forget most of the things that you're exposed to every day, your brain wouldn't be able to function. Right. So for you not to remember where you put your keys or where you put your glasses or where you parked your car, that's probably because you're doing too many things at the same time and you're not paying attention. And not paying attention is the most important reason that people forget. Okay. However, if you keep forgetting over and over again, and the forgetting begins to interfere with your functioning, then it may be time to get some help.
Okay, so something, if it's sort of daily you're forgetting where you put your keys, and it becomes a problem, then there may be an issue that's worth looking into.
So if you're getting locked out every day, and it's not because of other reasons, because you're getting drunk or for another reason, then you really begin to worry.
With baby boomers getting older, there's been a lot of research into how do you keep your brain young, and it seems like there are video games, or people always tell you got to do your crossword puzzles, you got to use it or lose it. Are there things you can do to help either slow the onset of dementia or prevent it altogether?
So anything that's good for your heart is good for your brain. So try to do all the things that are good for your heart, and you know that they're going to be good for your brain. So fitness, physical fitness, aerobic exercise, making sure that your cholesterol levels are low, that your blood pressure is under control, all of those things are important. Now, as far as doing games and puzzles, really I think most of us who are doing desk jobs, the best way that we can keep our brains healthy is by going out for a jog or taking up something like sculpting. If we are a fisherman out in the sea most of the day, then perhaps someone like who's doing a lot of work with their hands, then such a person might benefit more from doing crossword puzzles. So my opinion is that the more areas of your brain that you use, the better it's going to be for your brain overall.
That is great advice.
Thank you.
Dr. Gayatri Devi, neurologist at Lenox Hill Hospital, thanks for joining us this morning.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.